What if I told you that 3 old wheat pennies could secretly be worth an unbelievable $1.08 million? It sounds impossible. But what we're about to reveal today has left collectors shocked, auction houses stunned, and treasure hunters searching through every old coin collection they can find. These are not famous gold coins. These are not legendary silver treasures. They are ordinary-looking wheat pennies that most people would walk past without a second glance. But hidden inside these tiny pieces of American history is a fortune that very few people know exists. One of these coins survived nearly a century before revealing its shocking value. Another has become a collector's dream treasure. And the final coin may be the most unbelievable of them all. Stay with me because every minute of this video gets more exciting, more valuable, and more shocking than the last. Welcome to Rare USA Mintex, where hidden treasures become extraordinary discoveries. Coin number 1. Imagine opening an old coin album, turning a page, and spotting a 1924 wheat penny that appears worn by time. At first glance, it may not seem extraordinary. Its grey appearance gives it a mysterious character, while the green spots scattered across the obverse and reverse tell a story that stretches back more than a century. To many people, it would simply look like an old penny. But experienced collectors know that sometimes the greatest treasures hide behind the most ordinary appearances. The 1924 wheat penny without a mint mark has become one of the most fascinating coins discussed among serious collectors. Every year, thousands of wheat pennies are examined by experts, dealers, and treasure hunters searching for examples that stand out from the crowd. Yet coins with the exact combination of age, originality, survival, and eye appeal are becoming increasingly difficult to locate. What makes this coin so exciting is not merely its age. It is the fact that it survived through generations of economic change, historical events, and everyday circulation. Think about it. This coin was minted during the Roaring '20s, a decade filled with innovation, growth, and dramatic transformation in America. Long before modern technology existed, this penny was already changing hands across the nation. Now let's talk about rarity. One reason collectors become obsessed with certain 1924 wheat pennies is the challenge of finding examples that have maintained desirable surfaces and recognizable details after more than 100 years. Many pieces from this era suffered extensive wear, cleaning damage, corrosion, environmental exposure, or other forms of deterioration. Because of that, finding a naturally preserved specimen with an attractive appearance immediately captures attention in the collector community. The grey coloration seen on this particular coin adds another layer of intrigue. Natural aging can create distinctive tones that collectors often study carefully. Combined with visible green spotting, the coin tells a visual story of decades of storage, handling, and survival. Rather than looking brand new, it carries the authentic appearance of a true historical artifact. For many collectors, originality is a major factor because it reflects the genuine journey of the coin through time. As auction experts examine examples like this, they often focus on a combination of details. They evaluate the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the lettering, the wheat ears on the reverse, the remaining sharpness of design elements, and the overall eye appeal. Every surviving detail contributes to the coin's desirability. Another fascinating aspect is the no mint mark designation. Coins without mint marks were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and Philadelphia produced millions of pennies during that era. However, the passage of more than a century means that truly attractive surviving examples have become far scarcer than their original mintage numbers might suggest. Collectors are not simply chasing old coins. They are competing for the finest survivors. This creates powerful demand in the marketplace. When serious collectors encounter a well-preserved 1924 wheat penny displaying original character, they often recognize that opportunities to acquire similar pieces may become increasingly limited. As collections grow and top examples disappear into private holdings, available supply becomes tighter. This dynamic has helped fuel extraordinary interest in historic wheat pennies throughout the United States. The history behind the wheat penny series itself also contributes to the excitement. Introduced in 1909, the wheat penny marked a major milestone in American coinage. It featured Abraham Lincoln, making him the first real historical figure to appear on a regularly circulating U.S. coin. The iconic wheat stalks on the reverse became symbols recognized by generations of Americans. For collectors, holding a 1924 wheat penny is like holding a surviving witness to history. This small copper coin existed before television became common, before the internet, before space travel, and before many of the modern conveniences we take for granted today. Every scratch, every tone, and every mark represents part of its journey. Now let's discuss the features that make this particular coin especially interesting. The date remains one of the first focal points for collectors. A clearly visible 1924 date immediately places the coin within an important period of wheat penny production. The no mint mark designation points to Philadelphia origin. The gray appearance provides a unique visual character, while the green spotting contributes to its aged and authentic look. Together, these characteristics create a distinctive personality that separates it from ordinary modern coins. Collectors often spend years searching through rolls, estate collections, and auctions hoping to uncover pieces that exhibit these kinds of historical characteristics. The excitement comes from the possibility that a coin dismissed by one person may be treasured by another. And now, after all of that suspense, it's time for the value reveal. According to the value you provided for this specific coin and condition, this 1924 wheat penny with no mint mark, gray appearance, green spots on both sides, and fine condition carries an estimated market value of approximately $655,000. Just think about that for a moment. A single wheat penny. A piece of American history, small enough to fit in the palm of your hand. A coin that many people might overlook. Yet in the right market environment, among determined collectors and competitive bidders, it can command an astonishing amount of attention and value. For collectors, discoveries like this are exactly why the hunt never stops. Every coin jar, every inherited collection, every old album, and every forgotten box has the potential to contain something extraordinary. If you are lucky enough to own a historic wheat penny, preservation matters. Avoid harsh cleaning, avoid polishing, and consider professional authentication if you believe you have something special. Original surfaces are often highly prized by collectors, and maintaining authenticity is critical. The demand for historically important wheat pennies continues to attract interest from collectors across the United States. Many enthusiasts believe that exceptional examples will remain desirable for years to come because rarity, history, and collector demand often work together to drive long-term interest. And remember, this is only the first coin in today's countdown. The next wheat penny we're about to reveal has a story so surprising that even experienced collectors have been left speechless. Make sure you stay with us, because what comes next could completely change the way you look at old pennies forever. Also, don't forget to subscribe to Rare USA Mint X, because we bring fresh rare coin discoveries, hidden treasures, auction surprises, and collector updates every single day. Now, before we reveal the next hidden treasure, I want every collector, coin hunter, and treasure seeker watching right now to pay very close attention. Because the coin we're about to discuss is one of those incredible discoveries that proves why millions of old pennies should never be ignored. At first glance, it looks simple. It looks ordinary. It looks like the kind of coin that could sit unnoticed in an old collection for decades. But appearances can be deceiving, and this 1928 wheat penny without a mint mark has become one of the most talked about vintage coins among serious collectors who understand the true meaning of rarity and historical significance. Imagine holding a coin that has survived nearly a century. Think about the generations that may have carried it, spent it, saved it, and passed it down. This coin existed during a completely different America. It witnessed economic booms, historic changes, technological revolutions, and the transformation of an entire nation. Yet today, it remains one of the most fascinating wheat pennies collectors continue to search for. The story of the 1928 wheat penny begins during a remarkable period in American history. During the late 1920s, the United States was experiencing rapid growth and change. These pennies were produced to circulate through everyday commerce, never intended to become treasures. They were made to be spent. They were made to be used. No one at the time imagined that decades later, collectors would be competing to own surviving examples. And that is exactly where the mystery begins. Many of these pennies disappeared through circulation. Others suffered heavy wear. Some were damaged, cleaned, corroded, or lost forever. As the years passed, fewer and fewer attractive examples remained available for collectors. Today, finding a 1928 wheat penny that still displays desirable characteristics and solid preservation has become increasingly challenging. That challenge creates demand. And where there is demand, combined with rarity, extraordinary attention follows. The absence of a mint mark tells collectors that this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. While millions were originally produced, the number of survivors that continue to attract serious collector interest is much smaller than most people realize. Time has a way of separating ordinary survivors from truly desirable examples. What makes this coin especially exciting is its fine condition. For experienced collectors, condition can dramatically influence desirability. A fine condition example still displays important design details that help tell the story of its journey through history. When experts evaluate a coin like this, they examine Lincoln's portrait, lettering sharpness, wheat stalk details, overall eye appeal, surface originality, and preservation quality. Every visible detail contributes to the coin's collector appeal. As collectors compete to build impressive wheat penny collections, finding coins from the 1920 era in respectable condition becomes increasingly important. Many collectors spend years searching through estate collections, dealer inventories, auctions, and inherited coin albums, hoping to uncover pieces exactly like this. The wheat penny series itself carries tremendous historical importance. Introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln's centennial birth year, it became one of the most beloved coin designs in American history. The iconic wheat ears on the reverse created a design that would become instantly recognizable across generations. When collectors hold a 1928 wheat penny, they are not simply holding a coin. They are holding a surviving artifact from another era. Every detail on the surface serves as a connection to America's past. That emotional connection often drives collector enthusiasm to remarkable levels. Now let's talk about some of the unique features that attract attention. The first feature is obviously the date itself. The year 1928 places this coin within one of the most desirable early periods of wheat penny collecting. The second feature is the Philadelphia origin, represented by the absence of a mint mark. The third feature is the coin's fine condition, which allows important design elements to remain visible despite decades of age. These factors combine to create a coin that attracts attention from both experienced numismatists and newer collectors entering the hobby. One fascinating aspect of coin collecting is that rarity is not always obvious. Some treasures announce themselves immediately. Others hide quietly for decades before collectors recognize their importance. The 1928 wheat penny falls into that second category. It is the kind of coin that rewards knowledge, patience, and careful observation. Auction houses understand this reality very well. When noteworthy wheat pennies appear before serious buyers, excitement often builds quickly. Collectors know opportunities to secure significant examples do not appear every day. Some wait months. Others wait years. When the right coin finally appears, competition can become intense. That growing interest has helped establish the 1928 wheat penny as one of the most desirable historic Lincoln cents discussed among enthusiasts. And now comes the moment many viewers have been waiting for. After decades of survival, after nearly a century of history, after attracting the attention of collectors across the country, this specific 1928 wheat penny with no mint mark in fine condition carries the market value figure you provided of approximately $640,000. Take a moment to imagine that. A small piece of copper history. A coin many people could easily overlook. A survivor from the 1920s. Yet according to the value assigned in this script, it represents a level of hidden wealth that most people would never expect from a single wheat penny. This is exactly why collectors continue searching old collections, inherited albums, forgotten boxes, and vintage coin jars. Every discovery carries the possibility of uncovering something extraordinary. For collectors watching right now, one of the most important lessons is preservation. Never clean old coins. Never polish them. Original surfaces often attract significantly greater collector interest than altered examples. Proper storage and professional authentication can play a major role in protecting a coin's long-term desirability. Many enthusiasts believe that historically important wheat pennies will continue attracting attention because rarity can never be manufactured. Once surviving examples disappear into advanced collections, the challenge of obtaining them only becomes greater. That is what makes coins like this so exciting. Their stories are still being written. Their discoveries are still happening. And their mystery continues to captivate collectors across the United States. But don't go anywhere, because the final coin in today's countdown is even more shocking. Its history, rarity, and collector demand have stunned experienced coin hunters and left auction audiences speechless. If you think this 1928 wheat penny was impressive, wait until you see what comes next. And remember to subscribe to Rare USA Mint X, because we bring fresh rare coin discoveries, hidden treasures, auction surprises, and collector stories every single day. Now we've arrived at the final coin of today's incredible treasure hunt, and if you've stayed with me this far, get ready, because this wheat penny has a story that continues to surprise collectors throughout the United States. What makes this coin so fascinating is that many people have seen similar pennies and never realized they could be looking at a historic collectible with extraordinary appeal. This is the 1939 wheat penny without a mint mark, showing a few green spots on both the obverse and reverse sides and preserved in fine condition. At first glance, It may appear to be just another old penny from decades past. But hidden beneath that humble appearance is a remarkable story of survival, rarity, collector demand, and hidden wealth. Imagine discovering this coin tucked away inside an old family collection. Perhaps it sits quietly among dozens of other wheat pennies. Nothing about it screams treasure. Nothing about it immediately demands attention. Yet experienced collectors know that some of the greatest finds are the ones that hide in plain sight. The 1939 wheat penny is one of those coins that rewards careful observation and a deep understanding of American numismatic history. To truly appreciate this coin, we have to travel back to 1939. America was entering a period of tremendous historical significance. The nation was changing rapidly, and millions of Lincoln wheat pennies were moving through everyday commerce. These coins passed through stores, banks, businesses, and households across the country. They were never intended to become collector treasures. They were simply a part of daily life. Yet nearly a century later, surviving examples continue to capture the imagination of collectors. What makes the story even more exciting is the fact that time has eliminated countless examples. Many coins from this era were heavily circulated. Others suffered environmental damage, corrosion, improper storage, cleaning, or simple neglect. As decades passed, fewer attractive examples remained available. Every year, the search for quality surviving wheat pennies becomes more competitive as collectors seek to complete their collections with historically significant pieces. The absence of a mint mark immediately tells collectors that this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. While production numbers may seem large on paper, collectors understand that survival is often more important than original mintage. The passage of nearly 9 decades dramatically reduces the number of examples that still possess desirable collector characteristics. That is where the excitement begins. When a collector encounters a 1939 wheat penny that still maintains solid detail and historical character, attention follows quickly. Collectors understand that finding older Lincoln cents in appealing condition becomes more challenging as time passes. The search itself becomes part of the adventure. Now let's talk about the appearance of this particular coin. One of its most interesting features is the presence of a few green spots visible on both the obverse and reverse sides. These spots tell part of the coin's story. They represent years of aging and environmental interaction that contribute to its unique personality. Combined with its fine condition, the coin presents the authentic appearance of a genuine historical survivor. Many collectors enjoy studying these characteristics because they provide clues about the coin's long journey through history. The fine condition designation is another important factor that helps drive collector interest. Despite decades of age, significant design elements remain visible. Lincoln's portrait continues to display recognizable detail. The lettering remains identifiable. The famous wheat stalks on the reverse still contribute to the coin's iconic appearance. These surviving details allow collectors to appreciate both the artistry and the historical significance of the coin. The Wheat Penny series remains one of the most beloved coin programs in American history. Introduced in 1909, the design became a symbol recognized by generations of Americans. The image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the wheat ears on the reverse created a timeless combination that continues to inspire collectors today. For many enthusiasts, collecting wheat pennies is about far more than financial value. It is about preserving history. It is about connecting with another era. It is about holding a piece of the American story in the palm of your hand. Every coin represents a surviving witness to decades of change, growth, and national transformation. The 1939 wheat penny embodies that connection perfectly. As collector demand has continued to grow, examples from the earlier decades of Lincoln cent production have attracted increasing attention. Many advanced collectors actively search for coins that combine historical significance, originality, attractive preservation, and long-term desirability. When those factors come together, interest can become extremely strong. Auction environments often reveal just how passionate collectors can be. When a desirable historic wheat penny appears before determined buyers, excitement can build rapidly. Bidders understand that opportunities to acquire notable examples may not come frequently. This competition often contributes to the coin's reputation within the collector community. What makes this particular coin even more intriguing is the combination of age, Philadelphia origin, fine condition, and distinctive green spotting. These features create a unique identity that separates it from countless ordinary modern coins. It is no longer simply a penny. It becomes a collectible piece of American history. And now, after all the suspense, all the history, and all the mystery, it is finally time for the value reveal. According to the value figure provided for this specific coin description, this 1939 wheat penny with no mint mark, a few green spots on both sides, and fine condition carries a market value of approximately $580,000. Think about how astonishing that sounds. A coin small enough to fit in your pocket. A survivor from 1939. A historic wheat penny that many people might overlook. Yet it stands as a remarkable example of how hidden treasures can still exist in the world of coin collecting. Discoveries like this are exactly why collectors continue searching through old albums, inherited collections, estate sales, and forgotten boxes year after year. For collectors watching today, preservation remains one of the most important lessons. Never clean an old coin. Never polish it. Original character is often one of the qualities collectors value most. Proper storage and professional evaluation can help protect a coin's long-term collector appeal. The fascination surrounding wheat pennies continues to grow because these coins combine history, rarity, nostalgia, and the excitement of discovery. Every surviving example tells a different story, and every collector dreams of uncovering the next remarkable find. And that brings us to the end of today's incredible countdown of hidden wheat penny treasures. From astonishing rarity to fascinating history and eye-opening collector demand, these coins remind us that extraordinary discoveries can still be hiding in the most unexpected places. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you subscribe to Rare USA Mint X and turn on notifications because we bring fresh rare coin discoveries, auction surprises, hidden treasure stories, and collector updates every single day. You never know when the next unbelievable coin might appear right here on the channel. And remember, the next great treasure could already be waiting inside a collection you haven't checked yet.